For our Crusades project, we chose Opinion 4. We will compare and contrast the situation of Muslims and Christians during the Crusades and now in a video. The Crusades began when the Seljuk Turks took over the Holy Land. Prior to this, the Arabs had been in control of the land. However, the Arabs had allowed Christians to pilgrimage and visit the city of Jerusalem. In 1070, when the Turks took control, they began to refuse Christian pilgrims into the area. Byzantine Emperor Alexius called for help from the Pope with defending his empire from the Turks and to help push them out of the Holy Land. The Pope helped to gather an army, primarily with the help of the Franks and the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Land was important to the Muslims because it was where they believed Muhammad ascended to heaven. When the Crusaders decided to attack, Muslims did not realize they were being attacked by European forces. They did not really know what was going on and saw this as another stage in Frankish imperialism. The Muslim leaders began to understand what was going on eventually when permanent kingdoms were established in the Holy Land. It took Muslims nearly half a century to respond effectively with their own call for defensive jihad, which required fighting against the Crusaders. Under the leadership of Salah al-Din, the Muslims effectively ended the Christian hold on the Holy Land in 1187, shortly after which Jerusalem was restored to Muslim control. It would be another 100 years, however, before the last Christian strongholds, Tripoli and Acre, fell to the Muslims. In general, the Muslims considered the Crusades to be an invasion by the European outsiders, and history indicates that the Europeans treated Muslims and Druze much more harshly in comparison to Muslim treatment of Christians. For Christians, the land of Israel is considered holy because of its association with the birth, ministry, crucifixion, and resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth, whom Christians regard as their Savior and Messiah. From approximately 200 AD to approximately 900 AD, the land of Israel, Jordan, Egypt, Syria, Turkey, and more was inhabited primarily by Christians. Once Islam began to spread and become powerful, Muslims invaded these lands and brutally oppressed, enslaved, deported, and even murdered the Christians living in those lands. In response, the Roman Catholic Church and Christian kings or emperors from Europe ordered the Crusades to reclaim the land the Muslims had taken. Pope Urban II called upon the Knights of Christendom to push back the conquests of Islam at the Council of Clermont in 1095. The response was tremendous, and thousands of warriors took the vow of the cross and prepared for war. Many people were forced to convert to Christianity, and if they refused, they were put to death. This is blatantly unbiblical, as the idea of conquering a land through war and violence in the name of Christ is completely unbiblical. The Crusades may have been done by Christians, but many of the actions that took place were completely unethical to everything the Christian faith stands for. As far as where the Muslims and Christians stand today, the Holy Land is home to sincerely believing Jews, Christians, and Muslims who are trying to live according to God's will as they understand it. People who come to the Holy Land and only visit shrines or historical sites do not experience the totality of this land's holiness. No pilgrimage is complete unless pilgrims come away with a greater knowledge and appreciation of the living religions of the Holy Land. 98% of the Holy Land consists of Jews and Muslims, and Christians in the Holy Land live in a predominantly Judeo-Muslim world. In Israel, they make up less than 2% of the population. Economic hardship, political uncertainty, and discrimination have caused Christians to emigrate, especially from Palestine. Christ's birthplace of Bethlehem, once a Christian town, is now mostly Muslim. There are more Christians from Bethlehem living in Santiago, Chile, than in Bethlehem. Both Christians and Muslims now strive to live in peace and respect each other, although this is extremely difficult for some believers because they believe they have more right to the land than others.